Alright, so this is my last box opening for the Battletech stuff as of right now, for now. And I save the best for last. And this is the Bad Mama Jamma. This is the 2014 30th anniversary introductory box set when Catalyst first got the licensing. I believe this was a Kickstarter project. Don't quote me on that. But if you don't want to go through getting all the other stuff and you just want one that has everything you could possibly ever want in it, this is it. This bad boy has got it all. All you need. Now, this is number 3500B. Now, the new Game of Armor Combat is 3500D. And they do have a 3500A, and I have seen it. It is not good. It is okay, but it was the very first box set they did. They based a lot of the mechs on the old 80s stuff. These sculpts were not the best. They were not good at all. This one is much better, and I think C is even slightly a little better than this, and they have different covers on them. So make sure you're looking at the sub nomenclature, whether it's A, B, C, or D. So make sure to check that out. So I would not suggest getting A, but this B set is actually pretty good. C may even be better, but don't quote me on that. So we're gonna open this bad boy up. Let's see what's inside. And here, first, we got the quick start rules. And this artwork is a mirror of the old original rule book. It's kind of like an homage to the original rule book art, but slightly updated. Does it look better? It's up to you to decide. So this is just the quick start rules, and it's basically the same as the quick start rules in the beginner box, but since this is much older, this is 10 years ago, it's gonna be slightly different here, but very basic rules. Very basic rules. Next, we have an inner sphere. At a glance, this is just going over and explaining to you what is going on in the inner sphere and all the different houses and all the different factions. Let me move the box out of the way so you can see this a little better. Here, I got a little bit of shine on here, but I mean, I gotta have light in here. So I'm gonna be going, this is briefly going over in the beginning, we had this, and life was awful, and we had to go to war, so, and then they have little tabs over here, and it's going to slightly go through all the different factions and all the different years and what has happened up to this point, And look at all these maps and all these, oh man, it's going through it, baby. It's kind of a historical document, Here's your House Karita, House Davian, and you'll see some paint schemes, some old school mechs. This is, what they look like back then. And it's kind of a bridging the gap between the old 90s stuff and the modern stuff. This is like a halfway point in what was going on. But you don't need to read any of this to play the game. But this helps with filling out your narrative and fleshing out your dudes to have some exciting narrative play. Next, and this is awesome, we got these maps, and these are board game style fold out maps, and you get two of these bad boys. Here is a cityscape on one side and a alien planet desert on the other side. And I believe this is an homage to the original game set, because they have a second one here, which is different on one side. Let me pull this out. This one has a big giant lake in the middle on this side, and then on this side it has more of a forested area. So this doesn't have the same, it's not exactly the same as the old board. The old board game had two of these, because I recognize this little patch of water here. Like, they would have two of these. This is an homage to the old board game. And then they give you some more. So you get 4 of these nice hard cardboard sets of maps here, which those are great. If you can't get the neoprene, these are the second best thing to get. Next, they don't give you this many dice. This is all the dice I could collect in the game room that I could find that have black and red and white. So these are all my dice that I'm going to use to play the game. So I just collected these up. You don't get all of these. I don't even know how many dice you get, because I've had this box set for a really long time. Next, we have all these stat cards, which are broken down a little bit differently than some of the other full-page ones. They even give you some tanks in here. They give you infantry. So pre-generated dudes. All the dudes that come in this set have their own mats. I don't know why these are full. These are full size, which is what the normal ones look like, and these are half size. I don't know why. I think this is for, like, if you're going to play a beginner box set game here. So, yeah, see, this dude is, I don't see his point value on here. A Clint. They have his weapons on here. They don't show how many points he's worth, but man, he don't got much health on here at all. He ain't got nothing for no health, but then he's got enter here as well, but not quite so heavy. Like, see, the more of these little dots you got on your robot, the longer he's going to last. And then once you bust out all these dots on this end, then you start going into the critical. And once you start taking dots out here, you're going to start losing capabilities real quick. And then your guy's going to fall apart. So we got a ton of these. And I'm going to cut all these up and laminate them so I can use a, whatchamacallit, dry erase marker. Here's, you got your blank, so you can make your own dude. And look at this dude. What is this, an Atlas? That's an Atlas. Look at how many dots. This has got so many freaking dots on this dude. How you gonna kill this dude with all these dots? Like, oh my gosh. I mean, the one saving grace for this guy is I think he doesn't have very much long range stuff. I mean, you can just, he can't really get to you. I'm looking. You know, it says he's got long range on him. That's one bad dude. And so we got a Mad Cat here. He's got a lot of dots on him too, but not as many. And that is the stat card deal. We also have a painting guide here, which is great because it goes over, like, everybody kind of knows how to do this, like how to do your dry brushing and all that. But what it does have in the back here is, here are all the mechs that are in the box, and it'll tell you on here what faction they go to. And so then once you figure out what faction they go to, you can figure out what paint scheme you want to paint these guys, which is incredibly important because, like, here we go, House Denier, House Lau, they'll tell you, like, okay, what are their primary colors? Like House Lau here, painting techniques, iconic colors are Apple Barrel Kelly Green, Citadel Goblin Green, or Vallejo Goblin Green. So that's really pertinent information for you to be able to use to paint your dudes, to have them match up with the faction that you want to play in without having to do a bunch of jumping through hoops. Here's like how the core rulebook works. This is just like your alternative technical data dudes getting into city fights or Mech Warrior stuff and all that. And this, I read this book, but I don't remember reading it because it was late. I have to read it again. Next, you have your big old map, and we've seen this map before, but look at this. This has like all the planets on it. It's like it's just a crap load of planets. And this is a poster. I mean, it's pretty big. What's on the other side here? I mean, there's nothing on the other side. So, it's just a list of all the planets and all the factions here. Now remember, this was 10 years ago, so this is a lot of great information, and all this stuff is still pertinent today. And then we have your introductory rulebook. It's the full-size rulebook here. Gives your line of sight. Apparently, it gives you some stuff on how to build your guys, and vehicles and infantry are in the back here. Let me find that. Let me go back to the back here. Scenarios, how to build a dude. Okay, yeah, you got some, a little bit on vehicles and infantry, how to use those dudes. But it also has your construction, how much it costs to equip all your different weapons if you want to do this stuff. I really don't like doing that stuff, which is why I like pre-generated dudes. I want to get it put in front of me. I know the rules. Let's throw them together. I don't have to build my own car. I just want to drive, you know. But if you're into that kind of thing, they got it in here. So, and now, hang on. They give you 2 of these cardboard bad boys right here, these quick reference sheets, which we've seen before. These are older, but they contain the same information. So you get 2 of those, 1 for each dude. Now comes the part everybody's been waiting for. You get 24 models here. All the different models you could want. Now, these are not as cool as the new stuff. Like, they're made by the same company, it's still Catalyst, but this is the early days when they're basing this stuff off of the original 80s style game. So here's an Atlas right here. He's pretty big. Now you can, I don't think I even see any mold lines, but you can see the bases are like not full hexagons, but they're numbered. Here, so these numbers, you should be able to look them up in the book and find their stats. There's an Atlas. I'm just going to put a couple guys out. I think this is a Jenner right here. He doesn't have a head. His head is in his belly. You know, kind of a weird guy. I'm just going to name a couple dudes that I know off the top of my head. Here's like a weird scout dude, real scrawny, real skinny. Oh look, we got a Mad Cat in here, which is awesome. Here is a Cyclops, right here. And this, I have this dude in metal. This is the updated version, and nowadays you wouldn't even recognize this dude in the new stuff because he looks way cooler nowadays. This guy looks like Twiggy, you know, from Buck Rogers. Beady 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 beat. And then this is the guy that is the basic stat card is based off of. You can tell because it's got these 3 ridges. Apparently his arm got blown off here in shipping. It should be in here somewhere. Here's a Locust, like a scout vehicle, scout mech dude, number 17. Here's that dude's arm. I'm gonna have to, oh look, it's got a hole, so it's just a matter of gluing it back on. Where did that guy go? Where did that guy go? Here he is. Okay, so I guess these come quote unquote pre-assembled, so there, good as new. Just needs a little bit of glue. And he'll be back in action. So yeah, these are basic dudes. Nothing like a couple of these dudes are pretty cool. You know, you got your Alices and you got your Mad Cats and stuff, and you got some cool little scouts. But a lot of these dudes are very generic, basic guys that you would not really find in any of the other sets because they're not cool enough to be in any of the other sets. But they are necessary nonetheless. They're very canon. You know, this dude is pretty common in the mech universe. So if you're playing narrative games where the story is important, this is a great set to have because they have all these story-specific dudes. Like, look at this dude. You can tell this guy was based off of the old 80s metal guy. Look at this spindly little, like, scarecrow-looking dude. But you ain't gonna find this no more, you know. So this guy's number 3. So yeah, you got all these dudes, and you can fluff out all of your different battalions with all these different cool-looking dudes. So that is the end of my box openings for the BattleTech stuff. Once again, this is the introductory box set 2014. You can still pick these up on eBay. They retailed originally, I think they were $59. Let me see, what does it say here? I know they have a price tag on here somewhere. It was originally $59 for this bad boy, but there you can buy them for $150, and even at that price, I think they're still a pretty good deal if all you want to do is get in the game and you only want to buy one thing. There's 24 dudes in here and 2 cardboard maps. This will last you virtually indefinitely for the amount of stuff that you got. 24 dudes is that is 6 lances worth of guys if you're feeling 4 mechs per lance. That's 1 for each house. You really can't beat that, you know. And you can mix and match. You can fluff these in with other dudes and really just go to town. So that's it for this. Now I got to break all these boxes down. I got to base coat all these guys. I got to organize them into what factions I want them in, what paint schemes I want them in, and that's going to take a lot of work. I'm going to have to organize all this stuff into basic shape. But unfortunately, I got to get rid of a lot of these boxes because I got to make room. My game room is going away soon, and I'm gonna have to make some sacrifices. But that's another story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.